everyone, and welcome back to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you exclusive podcast recordings, whether it's anime themes, whether it's about holidays, colors, the art of cosplaying. We got it all, and we got more coming. So, today we're going to be discussing a very popular anime series called Demon Slayer. But before we get into that, I want to introduce our guest and tea-sippers today, starting with...
Well, actually, my name is, my pronouns are she, her. I do go by Ruby or Christine, naming myself not after the character, not after the anime. I actually do like just the name Ruby itself. And you can find me on Instagram, Christine and Pizza Forever. That's with the A and D, and then the number 4. And then you can see what all kinds of configurations that come along from there. Back to you, Jen.
Hey, back to me. Yes, so my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time, as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns, and you can find me TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Jen.Cosplays45. Alrighty, so before we begin our Demon Slayer related questions, we got a couple icebreaker questions. We're going to start with the first one being, what did you bring to tea today? What kind of snacks and beverages do you have?
Oh, I wanted to brought some wonderful stuff. I wanted to let you know I actually brought some Kit Kat from the orange. It's called chocolate orange Kit Kats. And then, of course, I have some other little changes. I got my little teacup over here. Here you can see my little teacup. It's green. It's actually matching my little colors. And then of course, I should say I'm cosplaying. The character I'm cosplaying is female Tanjiro. There's really not a whole lot of difference between the male and female, unfortunately. But as you can notice, that if you see the earrings, you notice actually I'm doing something special today. When this podcast will be revealed, it will be the day after it's almost a 2-year anniversary of, unfortunately, one of the great Hashiras passing, Rengoku. So I'm wearing one of my normal earrings, and I'm wearing one of his, just in memory of him.
I love that. I love the earrings. They're so cute. Alrighty, so what I brought today was an Oreo cake that I made a couple days ago, just some funfetti cake, and I also have a oolong tea, no sugar or creamer this time. So, next question we have, the last show that you watched, you have to cosplay from. What's the show, and who are you cosplaying as?
The last show that I actually watched, actually was this afternoon. I actually did watch RWBY. That was the last show I watched. Normally, I do cosplay the character with the same name as me, but I might throw it in something different. I might do the Blake as well. I do love Blake. Is my second favorite as well to cosplay, and actually, she's one of my favorite characters.
Very cool. I just love Blake and her little kitty cat ears. So cute. Let's see. So I also have been watching RWBY, of course, since it is Ruby Saturday, after all. I do so many characters. I'm like panicking. Like, who else do I have? I think I'd want to do Weiss because I have Ruby and like a closet cosplay of Blake, but maybe I'll do Weiss. I'll do the one in the middle. So I think she'd be cute. So let's see. Oh, that was it for icebreakers. That was quick. I guess I ended on a Weissbreaker, as Moody would say. But yes. Alright, so we'll do a quick little commercial break talking about Cosplay Tea Time, which has been established, if you will, for about a year or so. So, again, we're just fun-loving cosplayers. We gather, we take a break from our cosplaying, whether we're sewing and creating, whether we're filming or getting into cosplay, and we just come and we talk about different topics. This piece of wood is just annoying. There we go. We talk about that too, frustrations in cosplays. So, But yes, and then also to our viewers out there, then come and, once we publish them, they watch the videos and all that good stuff. So thank you, appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like, hit the bell notification. Hope I'm not missing anything else. Support us on all our social media platforms, as well as our guest and tea sippers on here or in other podcasts. We have such a lovely community. So if you want to join the Cosplay Tea Time community, you can message us on Instagram. It's cosplay_tea_time. Just look for the little mouse. He sits in a teacup surrounded by books and flowers, and he wears a little top hat. I remembered that this time. So just message us. We'll get you into our Discord server, get you squared away so you're able to join. And if you're just looking for a fun cosplay community to hang out, we have like different channels, is what they're called, little Discord channels of just random animes, and find folks to talk about different stuff, whether it's like video games or Ruby, of course. So we're just vibing and partying. So
Just vibing.
Yeah, good stuff. Alrighty, so again, just want to say thank you to everyone who supported us throughout this journey. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and let's get into today's theme, which again, Demon Slayer, a fun anime about the main character is trying to find a cure for his sister who turned into a demon. He has to go through a bunch of trials and fights and all that. It's very adventure-y. The music is great, which we're going to get into here in a moment, and whatnot. But our first question is, how did you get into watching Demon Slayer?
Well, I actually got into Demon Slayer watching it by, it was actually referred to actually by a friend of mine. They were thinking about saying like, it's like, hey, I know you that, hey, I know Ruby that you love history. I know that you love, if you love the different time periods. So it's like, hey, there's this other show that's been going on for a little while at this point. It was like in the middle of season, almost near the end of season 1 while it was being aired. It was just a referral, just to say, it's like, hey, you know what? Let's see if you like this show. It's again feudal. It's that time. It's a different time period of the 1890s. You've got different, and it's a lot of different things are going on in the world at the point. And especially in Japan, where a lot of the world was changing. So you would love, and I think you would love that. I was rewatching at the time. I was rewatching the Mummy again from the Brandon Fraser ones again. It's like let's go to a different time period. So yes.
That's exciting. Yeah, I love the history aspect too, because towards the end of the show, they have like little snippets or something about like the history of Japan and during that time period. So it's always interesting to know. History is so fascinating.
It is.
Let me see, when did I start watching it? I think it came out in 2020. I feel like it did. Oh gosh, I don't want to go that far back, but yeah, I think right when the pandemic started is when it came out or something, like season 1 on
the dark
Netflix.
Times.
Yeah,
the dark times.
Ages.
Yes, the dark years.
But I remember because we were, at home a lot, so we were watching like a lot of Netflix. We were watching a lot of different animes, like Attack on Titan and all that stuff. So Demon Slayer like popped up, like when you first log into Netflix, #not sponsored, and like the first like box like comes up, and then it starts playing like in the like the backdrop and everything. And my husband and I were like watching it, it was like, this looks pretty cool. So we watched the first 2 episodes in one sitting, and we were hook, line, and sinker. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it started. It was just Netflix like, hey, you might like this. And it's like, yeah, I really like this. Thanks, Netflix. So, good stuff. Alrighty. So in Demon Slayer, there are a bunch of arcs, which is common in animes and mangas. So which arc from the Demon Slayer world is your favorite?
Actually, my favorite so far would probably be the Mugen Train one. With the movie, I absolutely love that arc, especially with the train, and it's just there's something fascination. The fascination about trains, about how they change the whole world.
Mhm.
and it was simply amazing to watch. Like I said, see how the fact that um, the Tanjiro, this character, could get on there, and yet they could have. It's like I said, it's just fascinating to me.
Yeah, I definitely like the Mugen Train. We actually went and saw that in theaters. I think it was 2021. So,
Mhm.
gosh, was it that long ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. Because you're doing the whole in
Yeah,
memory
that is
hearing
yeah,
things.
this guy. Yeah, he died on unfortunately when it came out. What, it was April 21st.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I passed
So,
away.
I definitely like Mugen Train. And I definitely like the entertainment arc, which is season 2. And we're only going to talk about season 2, so we're not going to be discussing the new movie and all that quite yet. Maybe in the future. But yeah, I definitely like the entertainment arc because of just like all the artwork and the lighting and all that. Like just getting to know the different characters and like different angles and shots. I think it was just more like just like actually like watching it. I mean, I did enjoy the story part, but so it's a tie between the two. Um,
Everything to do. Okay.
it's a tie. Let's see. So within Demon Slayer, there's these wonderful group of people called the Harashi. Hope I said that right. Do you have a favorite Harashi?
Actually, I do. My favorite actually is um, the butterfly Ishira. Actually, she is because she is beautiful. She isn't the strongest, but yet she is elegant. She is simply amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and um, she proves that even though without strength, you can still win fights.
I love that. That was beautifully said. Well done. That's so cute. Yes, we love our darling Shinobu.
Hmm.
Let's see. For me, I feel like it's obvious. Mitsuri Kanjuro. I absolutely love her to pieces because she's beautiful, she's brave. She's kind of like a little goofball, especially during the first season. She's like kind of like holding in her laugh and all this stuff. So she's so cute and whatnot. I only know like a little bit of her backstory. I feel like that's the arc. Maybe in a year from now, whenever we redo this or we re-record Demon Slayer, maybe that might be my favorite arc because it's definitely going to feature Mitsuri quite a bit, is what I've heard. So yes, I love like part of her story that she used to eat like a lot of food and that's how she gets like super strong. Like she's probably the strongest out of all of the Harashi and stuff. So but then like folks were like, oh, well, you're eating too much and your hair is like changing colors. So she felt like she had to like be somebody else and not be herself for a while. And that really struck a chord with me because I felt that way in my life. We're not going to get into that much detail, but check out Normal on Amazon. So I when I heard that and like read it in her wiki and stuff, I was just like, wow, like I feel so connected to her. Like I can understand where she's coming from. And eventually she gets out of that. She's like, no, I'm not gonna let people tell me what I want to be, who I want to be. I'm gonna do things my own way and all of that. So she's also the love Harashi. So I
She
love
is
making
she is beautiful as
pies.
well. She
She
really
is.
is.
I love her so much. Alrighty. Um, so most Demon Slayer corpse members have like a breathing technique. Do you have a
Hmm.
favorite breathing technique?
Oh, well, this character, for example, Tanjiro, has the water technique, and also a little bit of the fire one. Um, but we saw that already when they fought the spider, the spider family. Yeah, I know. It was creepy when they were fighting them in the forest. Um, or in season 2 when they were fighting Daki, they were using the water Ashira, the water. But my favorite, actually, that I would use personally, would probably be. Um, I hate to say it, but yours. I'm a little bit envious. This character
Oh,
is
really?
Sigurd is strong, actually, but she is not. but she is not. She's not the strongest.
Mhm.
She has female Doctor Who had a lot of fun things, but she
Mhm.
can't. She still cares a lot for her sister and everything else,
Mhm. Mhm.
and goes to great lengths to go protect her sister from everyone else, which I admire.
Mhm.
But she kind of is the typical trope of
Mhm.
just the main hero.
Mhm.
But I don't. It's not always the best to be just the main character all the time. It's fun a lot of times to be the side characters because they
Yeah,
don't get enough love. They don't.
exactly. Yes. And speaking of love, yes, I do also love Mitsuri's breathing technique, where she is like the love Harashi and whatnot. I don't think I've seen it in action. I've seen like manga poses, I guess you could say, but I
We
haven't
might
seen it
we
like
might see more.
maybe. I should have looked beforehand, but I'm just like I'm really worried about spoilers right now and what people are saying. It's kind of like let me just have her little cute self over here. I don't want to know anything dark or scary. So,
Uh, for for this conversation, I'm just sticking between season one, the
mm-hmm.
movie for season one, and then season two. That's it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Next question is what is your favorite Demon Slayer song?
Oh, um, I would actually have to say my favorite song for it's the theme song. Is that what you're asking?
It can be a theme song, it could be like a different song, it could be
It's
background.
actually I would actually have to say that my favorite theme song would be Nezuko's because
Oh.
it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And she cares so much about for everyone that she, even though she's part demon,
Mm-hmm.
she still doesn't stop fighting everyone else and protecting. Even when in season one she faced against all the Hashiras,
Mm-hmm.
and she couldn't fight back at all, and it was awful what they did to her to test her. But
Yeah.
she didn't fight back at all.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up helping the others, and is just such a beautiful lullaby
It is.
that if she had switched places with her brother and it had been the reverse, it would have still reversed. It would still have happened. She would have still cared for her brother that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nezuko's got such a strong will. Even though
She
she
does.
turned, she still like wants to help and doesn't conform to all of that. So very good. Let's see. Favorite song. So there's I guess one slash background. So the first one being the theme song, the opening from season one, which is like a classic, Grunge by Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there was like an anime challenge going around where it was like try not to sing, and that was the very first song that popped up, and I was like, oh, I'm in trouble if it hits the chorus. But thankfully, it transitioned to like a different one that I didn't know, and I was like, oh, phew, I'm saved. I would have been home 3 seconds if it hit the chorus because it's like, yeah, let's go, let's not get copyright. So it's such a good song.
I
It's
would have
so epic.
failed immediately.
Yep. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, please change, please change. And the second one is in Mugen Train, whenever Rengoku and the other demons fighting.
Mikasa,
Yeah,
Mikasa.
yeah. Whenever they're fighting, there's like that. I don't think it's like intense, but it's like the vocals and stuff. It's like it's so good. It just hits like somewhere in me. It's like, whoa, this is so epic and so beautiful. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
such a good song. It's probably really good to run to. I'll have to check that out later on. Go for a jog to it.
I was listening to that one earlier today. Yes, I know. I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
good.
Yes,
What?
there's a couple different versions of it. One with the fight, and then one with the actual just about Rengoku.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, Rengoku's song in the ending credits.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that made me cry.
same.
Don't make me cry. Um, ugh, he did not deserve that. Like, he was
No.
so strong.
Mm. Oh, strong. All right, let's bring it back to happy times. So,
Yes,
fun.
please.
I have a fun question that I came up with not too long ago. So demon slayers are known to wear like clothes that have like certain patterns on it, like Tanjiro has like the checkers, and Itsu has like the little triangles and whatnot. So if you could make your own like a demon slayer core outfit, what kind of pattern would you have on it?
Well, it should because well the color background it should be kind of obvious at this point. It would be red because that is my favorite color. It would be at this point, yes. It also would allow me to hide different things, especially if you get hurt in battle. That would be
Oh.
that. So it would probably be red and black because it's just a beautiful two colors together. And it would probably be since I love math so much, it would probably be have like the sign of infinite. So I have like math symbol. So he's like, yes, this is a person who's sort of have like a weird this and that. If that was too complicated, I'll probably just put circles because it's just yes.
You get your own. Gotta stand out and be unique.
Create my own Demon Slayer. Yes.
Yeah. Do it. I'll do it for the next OC recording.
Do it. Not sponsored by anyone.
No. Anywho, so let's see. So I did think long and hard about mine. And I feel like I'm kind of taken away from Mitsuri, but I wanted to add a little bit of Nora Valkyrie, and that would be like little hearts. Like it would be pink, like how this is, and then have like white hearts, maybe like some cherry blossom petals or something. Like have like a cherry blossom breathing technique or something. Flower petals.
That would be amazing to see. It really would.
I'd smell really good. So who knows? It was just a fun question. Like, oh, what if you could create your own outfit? Because that's always fun to think of.
Yes.
Alrighty. And I do have one more question for the evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time zone viewers are watching, which is, which bird or even an animal would you use to deliver a task to you? So most of the time, like crows are used. To like deliver like certain tasks or missions or something like that. But if you could choose like a bird or an animal, like what would you pick?
Considering the fact that when I go in depth about writing, I usually write for long periods of time. So I would unfortunately need probably a bigger bird who could handle more of the paperweight. I feel crows can't handle like something like when you like you get a long essay. Yeah. So they can't bring me a long pen and paper. So I would have to say probably an eagle at this point because it actually can scout for me, and it can it's hard enough where it can fight other birds if need be. So it can actually infiltrate. It can give me back information, and it's powerful enough to take on other birds if I want misinformation from one group to another. I could do that, or cut off communication.
I like that. Yeah, eagles are really pretty. They look so
They are majestic.
Yes.
They're majestic. Yes.
Agreed. Let's see. Well, now I feel like my answer is a bit silly.
No, please do. Please answer.
It would be an owl.
Aww.
I love owls. I think they're so neat. I saw like a family of owls out in California. One of the neighbors had like a little owl house and stuff, and whenever you like move, they turn their heads and eyes to like look at you. But they're so intelligent. They're so cool. They're night creatures, which I sort of kind of am a night creature. So, and I feel like I'm a little bit more productive at night. So I'm hanging out with my owl. And I actually did do when I used to do closet cosplay before I got the full uniform cosplay and whatnot. I did an audio where it was like, I'd like to buy an owl, and like the audio is like, we don't sell owls here, and it's like, someone told me you had one, and they're like, who? And it's like, I just heard one. Like I just heard this owl. So it was like her like saying that she wanted like an owl or something. I know she has a crow that apparently gets dressed up because it's at the end of Mugen Train. It has like a little bonnet or something. It's so adorable. It's so
Mm-hmm.
her. But yeah, Jen was in the Demon Slayer world. She would not join the Demon Corps. She would try to live in a little village safe somewhere. But if I could, I would have an owl bring me my missions. So
To be honest, I would probably not be in the Demon Slayer Corps either. I would probably be just living my life as a rice farmer.
here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a little rice farm together.
Probably, because like I said, I'm not me as Ruby. No, we're not really. We don't go and fight the wars. So no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you have any other questions, or do you want me to come up with something? Or?
Nope. So that wraps up the questions for now, but I always like to turn over to the guest and tea sippers, see if they have questions about me, about Cosplay Tea Time, questions about the theme. You're on.
Question with the theme? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
so we can go with the theme. Oof. Out of all the characters, besides your own, who would you like to know more about in terms of, because even if you watched the anime, or if you've gone beyond it and read the manga, who would you like to know more about?
Maybe we'll do Mitsuri's better half. Iguro-san, the one that has like the serpents and the mask. I'm sure in the manga it's probably explained like his story and whatnot, but I would like to know a little bit more about him and just like his character, how he came to be one of the Hirashi, how he met Mitsuri and all that. I think it'd be so cute to hear him talk about it and get like all shy and like fumble his words and whatnot. So I think that'd be fun. How about you? Who would you like to know more about?
Considering I've read this or the other, I actually would like to know more about the Strength Ashira, the one that's so tall. I would like to know more about him in his past in terms of because though him and the others don't get a lot of they don't get a lot of time, so
like screen time, so
they don't.
And there's probably more in the manga. I don't read the manga. I'm sure I could go out and get it, but I'm just like.
Well, this is after reading the manga. I still have the questions about more, but like, what I want to know more about the character.
I feel like that's valid too. Just like, oh, there's got to be more. There's got to be something. That's why creating head canons is always so much fun. I have so many about Mitsuri. We're not going to get into that because I could just make a 5-point slide show.
Would you like to see a demon form of your character? What your character would look like as a demon?
What was that? Sorry.
If you could see your character as a demon, what would you see your character having if you were a demon?
Like opposite.
So if you or if you want to create your own, you could do that too.
You could. I'm sure there's like artwork out there, like Mitsuri demon mode or something. Maybe instead of green hair, it'd be like black hair, because I think her natural hair color is black. I think, or like dark brown or something. That's my hair color. So like pink and black, and then like she wouldn't like she'd have like off the shoulder type of look, like maybe bandages. Maybe scarring, but I'm thinking more of Nora now than anything. I have the headcanon theory that Nora Mitsuri.
Would you like to see Would you like to see a RWBY / Demon Slayer crossover with that?
Always. It'd be cute. No, so I don't know. Maybe. That's all I can think of. What about you? What would Tanjiro look like? Ooh, that'd be scary.
Actually, that does happen in the manga, but I'm not going to spoil any more than that. But that's why I like not this. Please don't ask about this character. If you want to check that out, please go to your local bookstore and support the manga over there. Manga is so many people read it online, but it's so hard for bookstores because they order Because once you order something, read on something online, a lot of people just read it and then they move on.
Mm-hmm.
But bookstores rely on constant. But the problem
Mm-hmm.
is you've got not everyone is aware of Demon Slayer, for example, a lot of these different animes,
Mm-hmm.
and we're always trying to introduce what's now, what's 6 months from now, what's a year from now.
Sorry.
So always try and support your bookstore and your local bookstore because otherwise they won't be in business very long, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but the one character I would love to see as the demon is, even though I thought she's beautiful, I would like to actually see Shinobu as a demon. I actually really would like to see what that would look like. If Shinobu as the butterfly Hashira would be a demon, so that would be very interesting to see.
That would be her in Mitsuri. Like
Because we've seen Nezuko as a demon,
I feel like she's the only
and then
one so far. It's like
so far,
human
yes,
demon.
yes.
It's very interesting. Yes, that would be really, really cool to see. So, let's see. I don't have any more questions. Ruby, did you have more questions?
Um, would you like there like to be so
Mm-hmm.
even though the Demon Slayer the manga is not complete, would you like to see the spin-off of some of these characters or like a backstory on some of these, or
Definitely.
because there's only so much they can tell in one anime. Because if you focus, if you, because I'm basically not supporting like the main three.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, or do you want to see like if they live in a different, if since they believe in reincarnation, if they
Mm-hmm.
believe, oh well, if you get reborn again, would you like to
Mm-hmm.
see like a different generation of them and their whole livelihood of that? Would
Mm-hmm.
you like to see a previous form before they were this form before the 1890s? Would you
Yeah.
like to see a different
Because
just
I think I
which
remember seeing something about like there's like a high school AU where they're all like either like a student or a teacher. I
you're
think.
spoiling in the manga at the near the end? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the end
Oh.
of the manga.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Hmm.
I thought it was a spin on.
That's all right. It
Getting
happens. It's
confused.
easy to do.
So much going
It's
on.
easy.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I definitely want to know more about Mitsuri, but in my little world, everybody lives happily ever after, and all the bad guys are defeated, or the bad guys maybe had like a good redemption arc or something like that, and they're able to live in harmony. So that's Jen's world.
Well, one of the things, the other thing I would like to see animated is something else that's kind of on not on the source material of season one, season two, but once the demons get slain and all the different ones and all the people they eat and everything else, they go to a different world where they actually are. The book talks about a different whole book just talks about where they are in the underworld, and they actually talk about all the different people that are down there, and you see all the big names and everything else, and the small ones too. So I'd eventually like to see some of that animated as well. Because it's currently around now, just a book, but
Mm-hmm.
I wish I remembered the book offhand. But
It's all
I
good.
know there's a lot of.
Stuff.
Um, would you like to see like the focus of how, um, if you cosplayed another Demon Slayer character, who would you want to cosplay?
Oh, me?
Oh yeah,
Oh dear. Too many.
top three,
Top
top five,
three? No, don't,
top
don't,
five, top
no.
five, top
Why'd you
five,
do that? Let's see.
five.
Tanjiro, because I kin Tanjiro so much. I love him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could pull off a gender bend in Osuke. I'm kind of a little bit worried. It's also wearing the mask would be so hot, like so hot. Maybe Shinobu. Uh, and the other girl. The other butterfly girl, Kato.
Kato. Yes.
Kato. And I don't know anybody else. Trying to go through this. I don't think I could pull off Iguro's song. Maybe if I like had like a casual cosplay of him or something, like black t-shirt, jeans, Or like snake earrings or something. Then people will be like, "Oh, you're Slytherin." It's like, no, I'm a Hufflepuff. Like, no. All right, answered. Yay, your turn.
My turn.
Yeah.
Actually, my top favorite to cosplay.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, with long wigs, it's very hard. My
Yeah.
favorite actually to cosplay originally is Nezuko's because Nezuko's outfit is so comfy you can sleep in it literally. That it's wonderful. It's like a blanket. It's wonderful. Um, my second favorite um, was actually a different one. My second favorite actually was cosplaying was Daki. I actually love cosplaying that female, the Daki version. I will maybe one day do the other version
Mhm.
where she's in the anime, but I do as if she was one of the swords people, the swordsmen, or sword women, excuse me. And she does uh, love that. Top number three. Um, Actually, I would say I would love to do with Shinobu, just like you, probably
Yeah.
it's up there. Number four, I thought about, but I think better of it because now it's getting to be unfortunately a couple years. Is Female Rengoku. I want to cosplay that. And then number five, this one Tanjiro, because I love Tanjiro. He's an amazing character. He really is.
Mhm.
And Nosuke is great, but I don't
Mhm.
want to wear a Bower's helmet all day long. Don't want.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little bit worried about. Is just that whole
It's suddenly
area.
so warm and gets so sweaty in that.
Yeah.
Just the practicality of it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta stop every so often, like breathe.
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
that would be fun. Mm.
should we list off any other what anime recommendations if you like Demon Slayer? Or
Oh, do you know any? That would be a good idea.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, when you mentioned Attack on Titan earlier, actually, since season one starts so bloody, that actually is a kind of how Attack on Titan started.
I know.
If you remember years ago, that's like, yeah, that's actually how it started. Was exactly the same way. It's like, oh, it's just another
Yeah.
Attack on Titan part two.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I like the second
but if you
season.
love that history of fantasy, there are other animes you can watch that are out there
Yeah.
that are similar
Mm-hmm.
um, in the same time frame and a different audience is that they just get redone. Actually, is Trigun. Trigun is the same time period. It's just in a different time and place. It's just different place, but same time frame. If you like that time frame, it is the 1890s just as well. Um, there is one of the other well-known ones right now is I know this character and the other one seem to have connections a lot with how they act towards it one another. But this character reminds me a lot of them. This character reminds me a lot of what the anime called My Hero Academia. Reminds me a lot of Deku.
Yeah.
The main hero is he has the same kind of time frame. He has the same kind of background where he has come from nothing to something. Um, so just kind of a
Lots and lots of characters. So
lots of characters. Yes, there's a lot
a
of
list of
there's a lot of
characters.
similarities, unfortunately, between this one and that one.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'd also like to recommend um, basically anything shonen. These are
Mm-hmm.
shonen animes, what's called, and anything related to that genre.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any recommendations?
I feel like I don't know a whole lot of history, animes, and whatnot. I feel like I watch the more modern ones. So, but I think you hit it on the head. My Hero Academia is definitely one of those. And it's more like in the present, or I guess like in the present moment and stuff. But just like the whole list of characters. I also thought too, like Deku wears green and has like the greenish hair. Then Tajiro wears green. So that's where I was thinking too. And they
Just
both.
doesn't wear the red. She doesn't wear the red shoes with it.
Could you imagine?
With Tanjiro wearing red shoes, it's like instead of the Those be a lot more comfortable. I would say that
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazed at how with some of those clogs that they wear, how they can run around in those.
Yeah, I can't do it.
No.
And I know one day I'll need to buy some for Mid-Surrey, but for now I'm just like, I only film at home, so everybody's just gonna see top up, and nobody needs to know about my shoes. So,
Yes.
yeah. Alrighty, so we are going to wrap up today's podcast recording. So, thank you again, Ruby, for joining me. Always a pleasure. Yay!
Thank you for having me.
Of course,
Thank
of
you so
course.
much.
And I also want to say too, thank you to the viewers who are watching. Let us know some of your favorite demon characters, character arcs, music. What are some things you like about the show down in the comments below? Follow us on Instagram, follow our guests and tea sippers, and as always, keep sipping away. Bye everyone.
Yeah.